Okay, Mage. Get right into it. Shooting Star, very strong. This card's really good. 1 mana, basically hits everything. It's rare that your opponent has more than 3 dudes. Only deals 1 damage, but with spell damage, obviously quite powerful. It's very easy to get, even with just 1 spell damage, but we have multiple sources of 2 spell damage that we're about to get to. I think this card's going to see a lot of play just based on those. And they're going to see a lot of play based on it. So, this is a nice little tidy package of early game, really efficient AoE removal. The card's just awesome. Astral Rift. I haven't actually looked at all of the minions. I haven't gone back. I'm sorry, I've been a little lazy. I didn't go and look and to see how good just random minions are. But in general, the majority of minions in the game sit between 2 and 4 mana cost wise, right? That's kind of where the bulk of it concentrates, and then you get a smattering of 1-drops occasionally, and then you get, some stuff at the higher costs sprinkled in lesser doses. But a lot of it's just concentrated in that early game. Yeah, so you can reasonably expect that most of the time you're going to get 2 so-so things, like 2-drop, 3-drop, 4-drop-ish range of minions. So it's not like you're going to get anything super bomby or super dinky. It's just kind of making 2 cards, and they're probably going to be okay. So it's 2 mana make 2 okay cards, and sometimes they're crazy, and sometimes they're really bad. Is that good? It's not bad. It's not bad. I just think there's way better things Mage can be doing. Mage has really, 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 really powerful tools as a class, and this is just I don't know. I mean, there will be times where you just get offered this off of Glyph or something, and you'll take it, and it'll do good things for you. I don't think it's a bad card. I just don't know if you ever put it in a deck. I don't know what deck wants this effect. Celestial Emissary. So this card's super, super cool. So normally with AoE spell damage stuff, you're just gonna get the 1 spell damage proc anyways. You just need it for the 1 card you're playing with it. Very often you'll just play Thalnos with I don't know, Blizzard or whatever. And then he'll die after that and it'll be fine. So just getting, this isn't really a drawback that you just get it for 1 card. So it's kind of just 2 mana plus 2 spell damage. And it's an elemental, which isn't too relevant, but could be relevant. And more importantly, it has 1 health. So in the grindy Frostlich decks, you can play this, play with Shooting Star, clear their board, create a water elemental. Super flexible. It's not like a powerhouse card, but it's super. It just seems like it's going to be super efficient. I'd be surprised if this doesn't do anything. Probably one of the better cards that Mage is getting in the set. Research Project is Cold Light Oracle. Cold Light Oracle saw a lot of play in combo mages specifically. It was Cold Light Oracle saw play in mill decks and combo mage. That was the place. That was the place for it. So yeah, I mean, this is gonna. If there's a combo deck, and there is, then we're going to see this, and we will. Stargazer Luna. So the dream with this is the machine gun, where you just fill your deck with 1 cost cards. You play this, and then you just keep flipping the top card of your deck and play everything, and it's awesome. That'll happen in some highlight rules, but that's not. You can't build that deck. It's a legendary for one thing. You're not allowed to build around legendaries in Hearthstone. It just doesn't work out. At least not in this way. The rest of the deck has to support it. That deck without Luna sounds terrible. The deck of only 1 cost cards, or mostly 1 cost cards, sounds like complete rubbish. And you're just not going to draw her in some games. It's just not going to happen. So you're just playing a completely garbage deck that has no chance of winning. That being said, you don't need to do that. If you just play her with any rightmost card, just play her with anything and draw. is great. 3 mana, 2/4 draw card would see a lot of play in really any control deck that could fit it. And you can draw multiples. If you draw 2 or 3 cards with this, like, that's insane. So it's not like a powerhouse. You don't build around it, I don't think. But yeah, it's just a very solid draw engine kind of card. Cosmic Anomaly. I think this is actually worse than the Emissary, just because it's more expensive. But it's still a pretty strong card. Like, Evolved Kobold saw play. There is like a lot of power in having +2 spell damage for multiple spells for like burst finishers. And it's also just like a respectable body. Like, it's not good. 4 mana 4/3 is not good, but it's respectable. If you have nothing else going on, you could play this out and not feel too bad about your life. Especially if you can use the spell damage, like playing this on turn 5 with Shooting Star. You're clearing stuff. Like, you keep going back to Shooting Star, but the card with these is really good. So you like clear your opponent's stuff, and you have a 4/3, and you're well situated. And it's kind of hard to remove. They have to like bolt it or something, or you get the spell damage again next turn. I don't know. Solid card. Not as good as the Emissary, I don't think. Just because it's twice as expensive, but. I think it's still a pretty respectable card. Unexpected Results. This one I don't know about, though. If you so the dream is like you wait until turn 6, you play Emissary, you play this, you get a 2/1 and 2 random 4-drops. I don't know that that's very good. Like, that doesn't feel like it should be very good. Random 4-drops in general haven't been great, and I feel like they've gotten worse. I haven't actually looked into this one either. I probably should have. But I think there's a lot of like 3/2s and stuff. Flooding that slot in this set and like the last set. Yeah, I think random 4-drops in general are getting kind of lower in value, and that's like your best-ish case. And I mean, you can get like super deep. You play like Celestial Bajumbas Anomaly. You play Anomaly and Emissary, and then you get 2 6-drops, and that's your big 10 mana play. That's, I don't know, that still doesn't seem like it's worth it. And we talked, 6-drops are getting worse as a pool. 6-drops are vastly decreasing in value. You can see right next to it, Meteorologist. That's one of the reasons random 6-drops are getting bad in this set. You don't want to get random 6-drops. So I don't see this being good. Even just playing it on 4, it seems worse than Chain Gang. And like Vexing Crow, the crow, the bird. I think I'd rather play either of those in Mage, and neither one's seeing a lot of play in Mage right now. So I don't expect Unexpected Results to do things, but it might do something unexpected. Okay, Meteorologist. So this card is. Let's think. If you're trying to hold cards, like let's say you're around middle hand size, so you've got like 5 or 6 cards. This is like a 3/3 and a Cinderstorm packaged together. Now, if you take 2 mediocre cards and you bundle them together, a lot of times it makes a card that's much more efficient than its component parts, and that makes it good. But this is not one of those cards. I don't think this is good at all. So a 3/3 is really bad. At this price, and then the Cinderstorm, half of it. So Cinderstorm has seen play, but it's seen play in Tempo Mages as a fireball. The goal is to send the missiles to your opponent's face, to just have more burn in the deck. And those aren't the kind of decks that are going to hold a lot of cards. They're the kind of decks that want to dump their hand, play a Luneth, keep dumping their hand. Meteorologist doesn't fit there. And then the kind of mages that hold a lot of cards, the slower, grindier control mages, don't play Cinderstorm. They don't have a use for it. So I don't see a home for this. You could maybe think like Book of Specters style stuff. It could maybe work there, but I don't know. This just seems really bad. This just seems bad all around. It's bad that this card even exists because it makes random 6-drops worse, right? Like, this card is just terrible for the whole world. I cannot. There's like balls of fuzz just floating around my eyes today. Don't let cats into your home. All right, Astromancer has a similar problem. This one's better. I think there's more hope that Astromancer can actually bring some sort of deck together, but it has a similar problem. So if you're floating around like 5 or 6 cards, you play this and you get, or even like around 7 cards, you get like a random 6 drop, which they're bad. We just went over this. Random 5 drops, also pretty bad right now. Yeah, so like the dream is you hold all of this, you get to 10 cards, you play, you summon a 5/5 and a random 9 drop, which isn't even like crazy. You get like a Sleepy Dragon or something. Or a Dragon Recruiter is like the worst case, and there's no dragons in your deck, right? But let's say you get a Sleepy Dragon. So you get 7 mana, get a 5/5, and a Sleepy Dragon. That's powerful, but was that worth not playing cards for several turns? Like, no. Why? No, it's not. It doesn't seem worth it at all. I could be totally wrong about this, but it doesn't seem worth it. It's also really damning that it's the exact same cost and body as Spiteful Summoner. So why wouldn't you just play Spiteful Summoner with like Pyroblast in your deck and get 10 drops, which are really, really good right now. So you can get really good minions and be able to actually play the rest of your hand instead of having to stop playing the game to get worse minions. Right? Maybe somebody can make it work, but I don't see it. And then Luna's Pocket Galaxy. So the way this card works is that if you have Antonidas in your deck, you cast this and then you draw Antonidas. And you set up your Sorcerer's Apprentices to have 4 of them. There's several ways to do that. And then you win the game. So that's what the card does. That's all it does. So I think OTK Mage, we should expect to make some sort of return, just because this is such an efficient way to do that. There's a risk of if you draw Antonidas, but like you could put in Baleful Banker just for like that safety net. Just to shuffle one back in, or you can make it work otherwise. Like, you don't need to discount Antonidas to make the combo work. You haven't needed... The combo works without Antonidas being discounted. Yeah. Yeah, that's Mages. So, OTK Mage is probably back again. Cool.